we've got on the phone line Becky John. Hi, Becky.
Hi there.
Oh, hi. So Becky's from
Who made your pants?
yeah. So good morning, Becky.
Hi, yeah.
Can you hear us okay?
I can just about, yeah.
Just about, okay. So, Becky, tell us about Who Made Your Pants.
Who Made Your Pants is a worker co-op based in Southampton, empowering marginalised women by providing flexible employment, education and a social and community space.
Okay.
And we do this by making and selling really great pants.
Sounds fantastic. I've seen your website, Becky. It looks great, and all the work that you're doing for women who might otherwise not have work to go to looks great as well. So
thank you.
Tell us something about the women who you've got working there.
The women we've got working here at the moment are largely refugees from Afghanistan, Somalia, the Sudan, and we've got Turkish and Iraqi Kurds working here as well. And they're all women that have either come to the UK as refugees themselves or as families of refugees, and who desperately want to work, but have really struggled to get an opportunity. A lot of them have had professional work in their home countries. One has been a headmistress, one has run restaurants, another has been a doctor, and they can't get jobs here at all. And I think it's a crying shame. So this is all about giving them sort of first entry on a CV, so that they can then get a better job later.
So how did it come about? You're the founder, are you?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay. So why did you find this? How did you come about creating this opportunity?
Well, I really like pants.
Okay.
I really like nice pants. And I can buy... for a long time I've been involved in human rights work, and I've known about sweatshops, and it's quite easy to go and buy a pair of jeans in a charity shop or a T-shirt in a charity shop, but it's not quite so easy to go and buy some pants.
Yes.
No.
And the ethical pants that were around when I started were largely hemp, beige, baggy and saggy, or not especially brilliantly pretty.
Right.
And the sorts of things I wanted to wear are the sorts of things you buy in Marks and Sparks for 3 for a tenner in bright pink and nice colours, and generally made out of lacy fabrics as well, rather than all the organics.
Yeah.
And I've sort of got this idea that if people around the developing world are growing crops, I'd kind of rather they were eating them than turning them into pants for me to put on my behind.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so that was one of your main reasons, is that you've obviously got a passion, which is what a lot of it's about.
Yeah.
And how? So when you set out, how long ago did you set out?
Well, I had the idea, the idea properly in May 2006.
Right.
And that's kind of when the name came. And I think once I had the name, it was a given that it was going to happen. But I've been working on it full time since the 1st of July 2008.
Excellent.
Right, okay. And so how did you go about sourcing your products and, in terms of the materials?
Well, there's been an awful lot of coincidences and an awful lot of what some people might call fate. But,
yeah, absolutely. There's no such thing as coincidence, is there?
It just comes along just when you need it. It's there, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes. But there was an article. Well, I think what happens is I was looking out for it, so you start seeing it. But there was an article in the Times called "Our Cups Runneth Over." And it was an interview with a guy called David Morris, who's the principal lecturer in contour design at Leicester de Montfort University.
Okay.
And this is the only UK degree course in underwear and underwear design.
Oh, wow.
So I went and had a chat with him, and he very, very generously gave me his time.
Fantastic.
And basically ran me through the basics of a degree course in a morning.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
right.
You come out with a certificate, that's great. That's the way to do it.
I came out with more questions than I went in, but an awful lot of knowledge. And he sort of told me that there were these companies out there that they call themselves recyclers, and what they do is they buy kind of end-of-line fabric from big lingerie producers. So it's stuff that would otherwise be going straight into the waste stream, into landfill.
Right.
And for me to be wanting to buy synthetic materials and to use your traditional sort of lingerie fibres, but not wanting to be getting involved in making new stuff, it was really perfect. And what it does mean as well is that each of our collections is limited.
Brilliant.
And so, you're going to get something a little bit, pretty unique.
Yeah, excellent.
Fantastic. And so obviously, that happened, that connection was made. What was your next step?
Oh, there were an awful lot of steps going on at once. I've spent the last sort of 20 months running around like the proverbial headless chicken. But when I was leaving, when I decided I was going to leave my job, I had a very naive view that I would put in a funding application for, £65,000 or something.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then it would just appear within 6 months, and I would get all this money, and I would have a nice salary, and everything would work out fine. So clearly that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I got sort of smaller amounts of money along the way, and have ended up developing it very, very fast, I think, really. I mean, within It's only just over 18 months ago that I left my last job.
Right.
But a lot of it was about talking and learning and meeting people locally. And I live in Southampton, and I knew there was a big refugee population in Southampton, but trying to sort of go and talk to the community groups is not always straightforward, because people, they live with the people they know, and when there's a big language barrier, it's easier for people to keep doing that. So it took a long time to get into the community groups, but we've done it now, so...
Brilliant. Oh, wow. And so the project was received. So you had the idea beforehand, and obviously went along and talked. Was it received by the community? All singing, not all singing, dancing, but do you know what I mean? Welcomed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the women all thought it was hilarious and still do. They think it's absolutely brilliant that they're making underwear, and they think that some of the women had never seen songs before, and they think they're the funniest things going.
Oh, bless.
Which is really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was concerned that there might be some cultural problems, and I was concerned that there might be issues around women being allowed or not allowed to be involved.
Yeah.
But out of the 60 or so women that I engaged with, only one of them said, my husband doesn't want me to be involved. And I thought that was really astonishing.
Yeah.
But even so, it does show that still happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've now got a waiting list of women waiting to be involved.
Fantastic.
And yeah, and I'm not quite sure how... I mean, to me, the idea is a very big idea. It's not just about jobs; it's about all sorts of other things as well.
Definitely.
But so I'm not quite sure how much the women have grasped of that. But they like coming here and they like making the pants, and we all eat together and we have a great time.
Yes, it's about their social education as well, I guess, isn't it? You know, about them getting used to the routine of coming to work and working together, cooperating with each other, and all the other things about, you know, general teamwork skills, as well as the skills of creating the product, I guess.
That's exactly right. I mean, the manufacturing skills are not transferable locally. You know, there is not a massive manufacturing industry in the UK anymore, and whether or not there will be again remains to be seen. But for me, this is very much about giving the women an opportunity to go on and do something else. And it's about saying, yes, this woman turns up to work on time. She knows to ring in when she's sick.
Yeah.
She can sit in a group and make decisions as part of a team. She can cooperate as part of a team. And that's exactly it, about giving them these future skills.
Yes, yeah. Do you see their language skills develop as well?
Yeah. We taught the women the word wonky the other day. That was quite good fun. We were trying to explain that if you sew the elastic around, let's say, the right leg a bit tighter than you do around the left leg.
Oh, yeah, definitely wonky.
Yeah, very wonky. And we were explaining, so I'm standing up in front of them, standing up straight, saying this is straight, and then sort of sticking my hip out and saying this is wonky.
I'm doing it here in the studio. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
My chair's doing it at home as well. I've got a wonky chair at home, actually, which my daughter's just informed me about this morning. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's those sort of things are great. And I mean, because we've got women from different areas, you know, we've got some of them will speak in. It's interesting, actually. Some of the women have come here via Holland, so they'll speak to each other in Dutch.
Oh.
But English is becoming the language that they share, and that's really great, because it means, for me, it means that they're going to, well, and for them, it means that when they're out and about in the city, they're going to be more confident. I've heard stories about women struggling to get public transport and struggling to get across the city because they don't understand what the bus drivers are saying, and what that